everyone, Phoenix Knight here. Welcome to the channel, and welcome back to the greatest boxer tournament in Title Bout II. After a brief but somewhat frustrating visit to the ANZ universe last week, we're headed back to the boxing ring as we step back into the greatest boxer tournament for Title Bout II from Straight Jab Media. As we mentioned before, Title Bout II is a boxing simulator. Throughout this tournament, we've had special twists, mostly location only, but this time we're going to add the cornermen to the tournament as we also venture to Lost Carcosa in the domain of Haster. We'll take a quick look at the brackets. So after the first round, here's where we stand. We've got Rocky Marciano getting ready to take on Ivan Drago in the quarterfinals. Sonny Liston and Lennox Lewis are getting ready to match up. George Foreman and Vitaly Klitschko are matching up. And tonight's bout will feature the winner of the shortest bout of the tournament so far versus the winner of the biggest shocker of the tournament. So with that, let's go meet tonight's fighters. Rocky Balboa will be represented by John Cena in this bout. He had the shortest bout of the first round as he only needed 2 rounds to get past Vladimir Klitschko via TKO. So let's take a look at his card. Alright, so Rocky Balboa takes control on a 10 versus a boxer or a 12 against a slugger. Aggressiveness and killer instinct both of 10. Endurance rating of 90. Fouls at a B. Defense of 4, so his opponent will have 4 added to his punches landed range. KD 1 and 2 of 4 and 0. Knockout of 0. Cut 5. And counterpunch range 4. We see he's also got 12 power as well. That'll be handy for power shots. But since we are adding the cornermen to the tournament, I've got the cornerman deck right here. They'll primarily be helping with cuts between rounds. I've got a separate table for that. All right, we'll give this cornerman deck a shuffle and a cut. And let's see who might be Rocky Balboa's first cornerman. His first cornerman. John David Jackson. Looks like he's very good at training and strategy. He will mostly be good on cuts and swelling, which is what we're interested in for this bout. He's available on a 1 to 40, so we'll go to the second deck and we'll find that at 59 he is not available. So we'll take him out of the deck and we'll look at a second one. We'll find, upside down, Shane McGuigan. He's available on a 1 to 70, only takes boxers 7 and up. Rocky Balboa is an 11, so 1 to 70 he's available. We'll get another random number. A 7, so he's available. So Shane McGuigan, I probably butchered the pronunciation of that, will be Rocky Balboa's cornerman this round, or this fight. So with that, let's go meet his opponent. Roman Reigns will be representing Rocky Balboa's opponent for this bout, Ken Norton. Ken Norton is an early candidate for the top shocker of the tournament. In his draw in the first round, Norton sure looked like he had a tough one as he pulled Muhammad Ali in the first round. But whether it was a combination of Ali wilting when the lights were on bright, Norton stepping up under the same conditions, or Relay turning everything on its head, Norton managed to eliminate Ali via unanimous decision in a 15-round battle. We'll see if he does the same thing here, so let's take a look at his card. Rating of an 8 and either. I think they're both even. No, Balboa's a slugger. So that might actually be a problem for Norton because he takes control on an 11 against a boxer, 9 against a slugger. Aggressiveness of 8, also killer instinct of 10. Endurance of 110, foul of a B. Defense rating -2, so he'll reduce the punches landed range. KD 1 and 2 of 2 and 6. Knockout rating of 4. Cut of 2, counterpunch of 6. But we also need to get Norton a cornerman as well. So his first choice for cornerman, Floyd Mayweather Sr., boxer rate 8 and up, so Norton could take him. He's available on a 1 to 30. So let's see what we find here. We find a 47, so Floyd Mayweather Sr. is not available. Second choice for cornerman, Tommy Ancallo, who's available on a 1 to 90, so I'm sure he'll be available no matter how we pull this. But we'll pull the card anyway for formality's sake. Special. So actually he's not available. I'm ruling that as he's got to pull a number. So Norton's third try to get a cornerman. Nacho Beristain. Cuts and swelling of average. Available on a 1 to 35. That's an 80, so still no. Norton cannot find a cornerman. Apparently the cornermen don't want to brave Lost Carcosa. Who knew? Next attempt. Manny Simon, rated boxer rate 10 and up. Norton's not high enough to take him. We'll try again. Al Gavin, who only does cuts, but he's good at that. He'll take any boxer, and available on a 1 to 40. That's an 8, so Al Gavin will be Ken Norton's cornerman. With that, we'll move over to the ring and take a look at it and finish setting up the bout. Last thing we need for this bout is a referee. So I've got the referee deck right here. We'll give this a shuffle. And a cut. And hopefully we won't have as much difficulty finding a referee as Norton did finding a cornerman. So our first shot for a referee is Frank Cappuccino, who's available on a 1 to 40. Let's see what we draw from this deck. We find an 11, so he's available. Okay, Frank Cappuccino is a normal. Just make some notes here. I'm going to grab the referee card for a second. Referee, here we are. Frank Cappuccino. As the crowd is filing into Lost Carcosa, normal referee checks on 4th point deduction. Okay, I'll bring the referee back. All right. With that, the crowd is finally getting into their seats. So let's go ahead and sound the bell and start round 1. And when we come back, Balboa will be our aggressor. Norton's going to box against Balboa to start the fight, since Balboa is a slugger and Norton's an either. With that, there's the bell. Let's start round 1. Balboa will start us off with no control. Norton. No control. Balboa. No control. Norton. No control. Pawing the air so far. Balboa takes control for the first time this bout. Foul. He's a B against a 5, which I'm fairly certain is going to get waved off. Yes, it will. All right, back to Balboa we go. No control. Norton takes control. 12. Norton's going to land the first punch of the bout, shockingly enough. He'll get on the board. 9 with a 2-point jab. So Norton goes up to 2 points once the dial decides to focus. Back to Norton we go, who stays in control. 49 is going to be a clinch. Back to Norton we go, who loses control. Balboa. No control. He would need a 10 to take control. Norton. No control. Balboa. No control. Norton takes control. 6 is going to land a power shot. Balboa is a 4 against a 7. Let's see, 7 to a 4, 5, another 5 points to Norton. Wow. Back to Norton we go, who stays in control. 57 is going to be a clinch. Back to Norton, who stays in control. 11's going to land another punch. He will land. 37 will be good for a 3-point cross. Norton surprisingly jumping out of the gate. He kind of had a little bit of problem with Ali at the start, but Norton, coming back to the current bout, will lose control. Balboa takes control for his first time all bout. 74 is ring movement, so we are moving to the right neutral corner, which means Balboa is now a +1 against Norton boxing. He'll need an 11 to take control, which a 5 will do. 43 is going to be a missed punch. Norton can try to counterpunch. 79 won't do it, though. Back to Balboa we go, who stays in control thanks to the +1 on control checks against the ropes. 25, he'll land a punch, and Balboa will get on the board. 44 cut. 44 is going to be good for a 3-point cross. Balboa's first shot of the bout comes with a cut chance, so Norton's a 2 plus 41 is 43. That might actually be a little bit of damage. 43, minor cut under the right eye. So Norton, let's do this. I was going to make a note on... I'm just making a note off camera. Norton, round 1, I think that was minor cut under right eye. +1 cut. So now Norton is now Norton will be a 3 when we check for cuts. Pending the round work from between rounds. Balboa will lose control. Norton will not be able to take it. Balboa, actually no. Norton won't be able to take it. Balboa, no control. Norton, no control. Balboa, no control. Norton, no control. Crowd's getting restless. Balboa takes control. 54 is going to be a clinch. Balboa, no control. Norton, no control. Balboa, no control. Norton takes control. 17 is going to land a punch, and he will land. 21 will be good for a 3-point hook, so that'll bring Norton up to 13 points. Last card will be a Norton control check. He would lose control, but that's the end of round 1. 3 points for Balboa, 10 for Norton. Wow. Let's see, 80, 107. I'm fairly certain on a 10-point differential, yes, Norton will win the round 10-9. I was about to say, Norton kind of had some problems getting out of the gate with Ali. Actually, let me see if I still have the... I should still have the score sheet for that bout. Yeah, actually, Norton had a little bit of problems getting out of the gate against Ali, but he seems to be doing fine this time. So with that, I'll get the decks reshuffled up. We'll do a little bit of work between the rounds, and then Norton will be our aggressor in round 2. Before we start round 2, we need to see what Norton's cut man is able to do on that cut he suffered. So Al Gavin is good. So a random number from here. A 75 will send us into the chart, so no reduction on the cut, which means Norton still has his cut on the... Norton still has the cut under the right eye. With that, Norton's going to continue to box against Balboa, And there's the bell. Let's start round 2, and Norton is our aggressor this time. So Norton will not get control. Balboa will take control. 52 will be a clinch right off the bat. Back to Balboa, who takes control. 64 will be another clinch. Back to Balboa, staying in control. 11 is going to land a power shot. Norton's a 2 against a 6. 4 points to Balboa. Getting Norton's attention right away in round 2. Back to Balboa we go. Loses control. Norton will take it. 51 will be a clinch. Back to Norton we go. No control. Balboa will take control. Landing another power shot. Norton's still a 2 against a 16. 16, 2. Another 5 points to Balboa. And I believe we go straight to the control check on that, right? 16 against a 2, yes. Oh no, we actually go to Killer Instinct. So Balboa actually gets a run of Killer Instinct. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, first up for Balboa. 70 is going to be ring movement, so we are moving to the right neutral corner. Next up, he's going to land a power shot, being a 2 against a 10. Will be another 5 points to Balboa, which will bring him up to 14 points. Okay, next up, 30 is going to be a missed punch because of Norton's defense range. No counter punch, though. 56 will be another clinch. A foul, which we don't check during Killer Instinct. 15 will land another punch. Balboa will land. A 4 is a 3-point jab, which will bring Balboa up to 17 points on the round. And our last card for Killer Instinct. 31 will be a missed punch, no counter punch. So back to Balboa coming out of Killer Instinct, who stays in control. 14 is going to land another punch, and he will pick up. 74 will be a 3-point uppercut, so that'll bring Balboa up to 20 points. Back to Balboa we go with plenty of round left. He'll stay in control. 10 is going to land another power shot. Norton's a 2 against a 12. Another 5 points to Balboa, so we're at 25 points. Wow. Back to Balboa we go once again. He needs an 11 to take control, which a 10 will work. 46 is a missed punch. Norton can try to counterpunch, and he desperately needs to. But that won't do it. Back to Balboa we go, who stays in control. Foul. He's a B against a 1, which will get waved off and nothing flat. I'm not going to bother to look. Back to Balboa, who stays in control. 67 is a clinch. Back to Balboa. No control. Norton takes control. He needs to get out of this round quickly. 73 is ring movement, so we are moving back to ring center. So at least Balboa loses the +1 on his control checks. Back to Norton. Takes control. 60 is a clinch. Back to Norton, who stays in control. 4 is going to land a power shot of his own. Balboa's a 4 against a 17. Okay, we need to get a KD, another KD number. On a 1 to 10, we score 6 points plus a knockdown and full killer instinct. So either way, Norton's picking up 6 points, but let's see what our KD rating here is. It's an 11, so we had KD 2 for the rest of the round, but Norton will get on the board with a much-needed 6 points, but he has been hammered this round. Back to Norton we go, who loses control. Balboa. No control. Norton. No control. Balboa. Takes control. 78 is ring movement. We are moving to the far ropes, but I'm not going to move him because that's the end of round 2. Balboa came out on fire in that round. 25 to 6. 28, 16. We'll do a little bit of math here. 74, 25 from 107 is 82. And with a 19-point differential, Balboa will take that round 10-8. Now we need to be aware of a 2-round TKO. Balboa almost pulled it off there, though. But I'll get the decks rebuilt, and we'll be ready for round 3 when we come back. Before we start round 3 and Norton's going to box, Norton has to make a conditions check because he took quite the beating in round 2. He took 25 points worth of punishment. So he's a knockout rating of a 4, which means I'm going to get a random number from this deck, and that will determine what happens. He's a 5, so no effect. Anyway, Norton's going to continue to box against Balboa, and there's the bell. Let's start round 3. Balboa will start us off with no control. Norton will take control. And he'll start off with landing a punch. He'll get on the board first with 59 is a 2-point combination. So Norton's starting us off slow. Norton will stay in control. 12 will land another punch. He will land. A 35 will be good for a 3-point cross. Norton up to 5 points on the round. Staying with Norton, who loses control. Balboa will take control. 56 will be a clinch. Back to Balboa we go, who stays in control. 28 will miss a punch, no counterpunch. Back to Balboa. No control. Norton. No control. Balboa takes control. 49 is going to clinch. Back to Balboa we go. Stays in control. 14 is going to miss a power shot, but he will land a punch. Balboa will get on the board. 1 point partially blocked, so Balboa is on the board with 1 point. Back to Balboa we go, who loses control. Norton. No control. Balboa takes control. Lands a power shot. Norton's a 2 against a 2. That should be 4 points. Yep. 4 points to Balboa. So just like that, round is knotted up at 5. Back to Balboa we go, who loses control. Norton can't take it. Balboa takes control. 63 will be a clinch. Back to Balboa, who loses control. Norton, no control. Balboa, no control. Norton takes control. 19 is going to land a punch, and he will land. 13 will be good for a 2-point jab, so Norton up to 7 points on the round. Back to Norton, who loses control. Balboa, no control. Norton takes control. 42 will be a missed punch. Balboa can try to counter punch. 45 won't do it, though. Back to Norton we go, who stays in control. 77 will be ring movement. We are moving. Nowhere, we're staying at ring center. Back to Norton we go, who stays in control. 30 is going to be a landed punch. Norton will land. 50 is a 3-point combination, so Norton up to 10 points. Back to Norton, who stays in control. 11 is going to land another punch. He will land. 33 is a 2-point hook. So that'll bring Norton up to 12 points. Back to Norton we go, who loses control. Balboa will take control. Last card of the round is 33 will miss a punch, no counter punch. That's the end of round 3. So Norton settling it down here, 12-5. 33, 28, 77, 62. And I believe at a 7-point differential, no, Norton actually takes the round 10-9. Shockingly, Norton's up on the scorecards again. Balboa needs to end this fight in a hurry. I'd say he needs to end it within the next couple of rounds. Because this is how Ali got into trouble against Norton, because Ken Norton was able to go the distance. But when we come back, I'll get the decks shuffled. When we come back, Norton will be our aggressor to start round 4. Norton is going to continue to box. There's the bell. Let's start round 4. Norton will start us off with control. 65 will be ring movement. We are moving to the far ropes. So Norton's now a +1 to take control. He needs a 10 to do it against Balboa. And Abe will do it naturally. 4, Norton's going to land a power shot right off the bat. 4 against a 16. 16 to a 4. We need to get a KD rating. Norton will pick up 6 points. Then we need to get a KD rating. So that's on a 1 to 10, scores 6 points plus a knockdown and full killer instinct. So let's see what... We got to go to this deck to get our KD rating. That's a 5, so Norton picks up 6 points, a knockdown, and Norton goes into Killer Instinct. So we'll move everybody back to ring center. Count out Norton's 10 Killer Instinct. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. First up for Norton, 61 will be a clinch. Then we'll have a foul, which again doesn't get checked during Killer Instinct. 51 will be another clinch. Then, special, which also doesn't get checked. 58 will be another clinch. Norton's not going to do Bubkiss with this. He's going to do Bubkiss with his Killer Instinct from the looks of it. He'll have ring movement, so we'll move to the right neutral corner, which will be handy when Norton comes out of Killer Instinct. 66 will be more ring movement, so we'll be moving back to ring center. So much for the advantage of being in the corner for Killer Instinct, or coming out of Killer Instinct. Last card. 18, he's going to land a punch, though. He'll land. 36 will be good for a 3-point cross. So Norton basically has run of the ring, and he can only pick up one punch. But back to Norton we go, who does stay in control. 10 is going to land another punch, and he will land. 64 cut. 64 is a 2-point combination, which will bring Norton up to 11 points. And now Balboa is a cut of 5 plus 36 is 41. That'll probably be Balboa's own minor swelling under right eye. Just going to make a note here. Let's see, that's minor swelling under right eye. All right, so that will be a +1 to his cut. And now Norton's got 1 cut point to the 1 Balboa inflicted earlier. So, I think that was from here. Back to Norton we go, who loses control. Balboa doesn't take control. Back to Norton, who takes control back. 11 will land another punch. Norton will land. 11 will be good for a 2-point jab, so Norton up to 13 points. Norton's got to be kicking himself right now that he couldn't make more use of that Killer Instinct. But anyway, back to Norton, who loses control. Balboa takes control. 76 is ring movement, so we are moving nowhere. We're staying at ring center. Back to Balboa, who keeps control. Injury, oh boy, so we got to consult this card. Fighter lands a wicked shot but breaks his hand. Reduce the points scored by any punch by -1. So Balboa does pick up 4 points. 4 points he needed, but he broke his hand. Reduce the punches scored by any punch. So this is Balboa. Oh, this is round 4. Okay, broken hand. I'm just making some notes here. Just scored -1. Okay, now that we got that figured out, back to Balboa we go, who stays in control. 43 is going to be a missed punch. Norton can try to counterpunch, which he will do with a power shot. Balboa is a 4 against a 4, which will be another 4 points to Norton, bringing him up to 17 points. And more importantly, giving Norton the next control check. So back to Norton we go, who loses control. Balboa, no control. Norton, no control. Balboa, no control. Norton, no control. Balboa takes control back. 32 misses a punch, no counterpunch. Balboa stays in control. 16 will land a punch. And remember, punches are reduced by 1 for Balboa. He will score. 79 will be good for a 1-point uppercut. It would be 2, but he broke his hand earlier in the round. Back to Balboa, who stays in control. Foul. He's a B against a 48, which will probably get a warning at least. Keep your punches above the waist. Back to Balboa we go, who loses control. Norton would take control, but that's the end of round 4. So another 5 points for Balboa, 12 for Norton. 40, let's see, 50, 38, 72. And I believe with a 7-point differential, yes, Norton will take the round 10-9. That's another 1 round for Norton. Balboa is, now with a broken hand, Norton has got to be feeling it right now. He's got to be feeling great about his chances now. On paper, this looked like it was going to be a mismatch, but we have to remember that Ali was not eliminated on paper. So with that, I'm going to get the decks reshuffled, and then when we come back for round 5, Norton will be our aggressor. Norton's going to continue to box. Before we start the round, though, Balboa's got to check for carryover. So he had a knockdown for 1. He will not have carryover from that. All right, so we're all set to go. Norton's our aggressor, and there's the bell, and let's go over to Norton, who will start the round off with control. 20 will land a punch, and he will land. 19 is good for a 3-point hook, so Norton getting on the board right away. Back to Norton we go, who loses control. Balboa gets his first control check of the round. He will take it. 64 is a clinch. Back to Balboa we go, who loses control. Norton, no control. Balboa takes control. 13 is going to just miss power shot range, but he will land a punch, and he will pick up. 1 point partially blocked, which I'm going to rule as no points, because any punch is reduced by 1. I'm ruling that for the rest of the bout. Balboa, no control. Norton, no control. Balboa, no control. Norton takes control. 48 is going to be a clinch. Back to Norton, who keeps control. Foul. Norton's a B against a 47. That should be a warning to, keep it above the waist. Back to Norton, who stays in control. 66 will be ring movement, so where are we moving? We are moving to the left neutral corner. Norton's now a +1 on his control check, so he needs a 10 to take control, which a 2 would give him anyway. Injury, uh-oh. No injury, just a break in the action. Back to Norton we go, who loses control. Balboa takes control, landing a power shot. Norton's a 2 against a 16. 16-2. Balboa will pick up 4 points because remember, He would score 5 normally, but he picks up 4 because of his broken hand from earlier in the bout. Let's see, 16 against a 4. Wait. No, he's a 2. But that will bring us back to the center of the ring for Killer Instinct for Balboa, who will count out his 10 cards for Killer Instinct. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Balboa will start us off with another power shot. Norton's still a 2 against a 5. 5 against a 2 will be 3. Will be another 3 points to Balboa. That would be 4 normally, but again, broken hand. Next up, special, which we don't check during Killer Instinct. 67 is a clinch. Another power shot. 2 against an 18. 18 against a 2 is going to be another... Oh no, that's a K1 to 10. Where we need to check for... another knockdown. A 10, which means Balboa will score another 5 points and a knockdown on Norton. So that'll bring Balboa up to 12 points. And we pick up the knockdown on Norton. So continuing with Balboa's Killer Instinct. He'll land another power shot. Good grief. 2 against a 3 will be another 3 points to Balboa. 15 points. And Balboa's last Killer Instinct card. 55 is a clinch. Back to Balboa we go, who's persevering with a broken hand. He'll stay in control, though. 25 will land a punch, and he will land. 27 will be good for a 1-point hook. That would be a 2-point hook, but again, broken hand. Back to Balboa, who loses control. Norton needs to stop this carnage. An 11 won't help. Balboa takes control back. 78 is ring movement, so we're moving to the far ropes. Balboa is a +1 on his control checks now. But that 14 won't get him past that. Norton takes control. 52 will be a clinch. Last card will be Norton's last control check. He would lose control, but that's the end of round 5. 16 points for Balboa, 3 for Norton. Balboa will actually pick up the round 10-8. On the bout, Balboa definitely needed to slow the carnage down. 54, 43, 47, 16 is 56. All right, I'll get the decks reset, and then Balboa will be our aggressor heading into round 6. Before the round starts now, Norton's got to check for carryover. So we go to the deck. He had a knockdown of 1. A 35 means there will be no carryover. Norton will continue to box against Balboa, and there's the bell. Let's start round 6. Balboa will start us off with control. His first action of the round will be to miss a punch with no counterpunch possible. Balboa... no control. Norton. No control. Balboa takes control. $19, he'll land a punch, and he'll get on the board with. $16 will be good for a 3-point hook, which will be reduced to 2. Back to Balboa, who will lose control. Norton takes control. 30 will land a... No, he'll land a punch. Norton will land. And 80 is good for a 2-point uppercut. So just like that, we're even on the round. Norton will lose control. Balboa. No control. Norton. No control. Balboa. No control. Norton takes control. 50 is a clinch. Back to Norton, who stays in control. 49 is another clinch. Norton, no control. Balboa, no control. Norton takes control. 10 is going to land a punch. Norton will take the lead on the bout with a 2-point uppercut. So that'll bring Norton up once the dial decides to focus to 4 points. Norton, no control. Balboa takes control. Landing a power shot. Norton's a 2 against a 3. That'll be 3 points to Balboa. That got Norton's attention. Back to Balboa. Stays in control. No, loses control, actually. No, actually, he stays in control because I forgot he had him against the far ropes. 79 is ring movement, though, so we are moving. Back to ring center. Back to Balboa we go, who stays in control. 42 is going to be a missed punch. Norton can try to counterpunch. 43 won't do it, though. Back to Balboa, who loses control. Norton, no control. Balboa, no control. Norton, no control. Balboa takes control. 14 will land a punch. He'll take the lead. He'll extend his lead. 3 with a 2-point jab. Come on. Balboa stays in control. 33 misses a punch, no counterpunch. Back to Balboa, who loses control. Norton takes it. 53 clinches. Back to Norton, stays in control. 65 ring movement, so we are moving. Staying in ring center. Norton loses control. Balboa would take control. That's the end of the round, though. 7 points for Balboa, 4 for Norton. Okay. At a margin like this, we got to see what the judges think, though. They're scoring the round. High, low, high. So they're giving the round to Balboa. Which is very welcome for Balboa right now, because that brings us up to 3 round wins apiece. I'll get the decks reset, and then Balboa will be our aggressor to start round 7. Norton is going to continue to box, and there's the bell to start round 7. Balboa's our aggressor. He'll start the round off with no control. Norton, no control. Balboa, no control. Norton, no control. We're pawing the air right now. Balboa takes control. He'll land. He'll foul, actually. Uh-oh. He's a B against a 52. That will get him, keep it above the waist. Balboa stays in control. 59 is a clinch. Back to Balboa we go, who stays in control. 12 is going to land a power shot. Norton's a 2 against a 12. 4 points to Balboa. Back to Balboa on the control check. No control. Norton. No control. Balboa. No control. Norton. No control. Balboa takes control. 80 is ring movement, so we're moving to the far ropes. +1 to Balboa on control check, so an 11 will work for him here. 17 won't do. Norton, no control. Balboa takes control. 23 will land a punch. Balboa will land. 9 will be good for a 1-point jab. Back to Balboa we go, who stays in control. Power shot for Balboa. 2 against a 1. 3 points to Balboa. Okay, back to Balboa we go, who stays in control. Injury, uh-oh. No injury, just a break in the action. Back to Balboa, who stays in control. 61 is a clinch. Back to Balboa, who loses control. Norton, no control. Balboa, no control. Norton, no control. Balboa, no control. Takes control, actually. I forgot he's against the ropes. So this is Balboa's action check. Foul. B against a 45 will probably get waved off. Back to Balboa. No control. Norton takes control. This round's been all Balboa. Norton could use something here. 55 is a clinch. That's not what he had in mind. Back to Norton we go, though, who stays in control. 60 is another clinch. Back to Norton, who takes control, who stays in control, I should say. 57 is another clinch. Back to Norton, stays in control. Lands a power shot of his own. He needed that. Balboa's a 4 against a 20. Oh boy. 20 against a 4. We got to check for a knockout. Right, so Norton's going to pick up 6 points on that. That's a very welcome 6 points, too. He's probably not going to knock Balboa out with this, because Balboa has a knockout rating of 0, which should give him full killer instinct, though, but we'll check it anyway just for giggles. 0 against a 7. Yeah, no. So we're moving back to ring center, and Norton is getting a desperately needed killer instinct. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So first up for Norton, 48 is going to be a clinch. Then 13 is going to land a punch. He will land. 66 will be good for a 3-point uppercut. So Norton will go up to 9 points. Back over to Norton we go. 64 is ring movement, so we'll be moving. Staying in ring center. Back to Norton. 31 is going to be another landed punch. Norton will land. 38 will be a 3-point cross, which will bring Norton up to 12 points. Once this decides it wants to focus. All right. Continuing Norton's killer instinct. 50 is going to be a clinch. Then 79 is ring movement. We would be moving nowhere to ring center, but that's the end of round 7. Norton with a late round flurry. 59, 69, 41, 12 is 31. With a 4-point differential, we got to see how the judges see it. Norton, according to the scorecards, won by 4, but the judges are scoring it high, even, so they are giving the round to Norton. All right, with that, I'll get the decks reset, and then when we come back, Norton will be our aggressor. Norton will continue to box their aggressor, and let's start round 8. Norton will start us off with no control. Balboa, no control either. Norton takes control. 42 misses a punch. Balboa can try to counterpunch. Foul won't do it, though. Norton, no control. Balboa takes control. 19 is going to land a punch. Balboa will get on the board first with 8 is a 1-point jab. Balboa stays in control. 14 is going to land another punch. He will land. 56 will be good for a 2-point combination. Up to 3 points. Back to Balboa, who loses control. Norton takes it. 12 is going to land a punch of his own. He will get on the board. 77 with a 2-point uppercut. Norton up to 2 points. Back to Norton we go, who loses control. Balboa can't take it. Norton, no control. Balboa takes control. 26 will land a punch, actually. I was checking Norton's defense range. Balboa will pick up. 1 point, so no point partially blocked. Back to Balboa, who stays in control. Lands a power shot. 2 against a 6. 3 points to Balboa. That got Norton's attention, but not much else. Back to Balboa, who's no control. Norton takes control back. 39 is going to miss a punch, no counterpunch. Back to Norton, who stays in control. 34 misses a punch, no counterpunch. Back to Norton, who stays in control. 12 is going to land a punch. He will pick up. 16 will be good for a 2-point jab. So 4 points for Norton. Back over to Norton. No control. Balboa takes control. 32 misses a punch, no counterpunch. Back to Balboa. No control. Norton takes control. 79 is ring movement. We're moving. Nowhere. We're staying at ring center. Back to Norton. Stays in control. Foul. He's a B against a 75. That's probably going to cost Norton some points. 75, yep. Norton's going to lose a point for hitting behind the head. Back to Norton we go. No control. Balboa. No control. Norton. No control. Balboa. Takes control. 31 misses a punch, no counterpunch. Back to Balboa. No control. Norton takes control. 65 would be ring movement, but I won't resolve that because that's the end of the round. 6 points for Balboa to 3 for Norton, who lost a point during the round. 75, 62, 28, 37. With a differential like that, we've got to see what the judges think. The judges score it. High, low, even. So they're making this a dead draw. Right? Yes. Which means we're going to get the decks ready for round 9, where Norton will stay our aggressor. Norton's going to continue to box, and he's our aggressor, so there's the bell. Let's start round 9. Norton will start us off with no control. Balboa. No control. Norton. No control. Balboa will take control. He'll get the first action of the round with a special. Fighters exchange punches. If HP number after PL is equal, both score 2 points. Number after PL. Oh, hit power. It's not, so Balboa will pick up 3 points. Norton will pick up 2 on this card. So Balboa picks up 3. Actually, I'm gonna score Balboa 2 points on that as well because of his broken hand. Norton picks up 2 points as well. So back to Balboa we go, who stays in control. 45 misses a punch. Norton can try to counterpunch. He'll land a power shot in counterpunching. So Balboa is a 4 against a 4. That'll be 4 points to Norton, and he'll get the next control check. Back to Norton we go. Or over to Norton, who loses control. Balboa. No control. Norton No control, Balboa. No control, Norton. Takes control. 11's going to land a punch. Norton will pick up. 58 will be a 2-point combination. That'll bring Norton up to 8 points on the round. Back to Norton, who stays in control. 72 is ring movement, so we are moving. Nowhere, we're staying at ring center. Back to Norton, who loses control. Balboa takes control. 12 is going to land a power shot. Norton's a 2 against a 4. That'll be 3 points to Balboa. Remember, Balboa is still nursing that broken hand that he broke all the way back in round 3. I think it was... Oh no, it was round 4 where he broke that hand. So Balboa stays in control. He's going to clinch. Back to Balboa, who loses control. Norton takes control. Power shot, so Balboa's a 2 or 4 against a 5. Another 4 points to Norton, bringing him up to 12 points on the round. Back to Norton, who stays in control, landing another power shot. So this one will be 4 against a 17. So we need to get another KD number. So either way, Norton's picking up another 6 points. So let's find out what we've got here. That's a 13. So Norton will score 6 points, and then we'll have to add Balboa's KD 2, but he's a KD 2 of 0. So that'll be Norton up to 18 points. Back to Norton we go. Losing control, Balboa. No control, Norton. Takes control back. 64 is ring movement, so we're moving. Nowhere, we're staying at ring center. Back to Norton. Staying in control. 80 is ring movement. Where are we moving? Nowhere, we're staying at ring center. Back to Norton. No control, Balboa. No control, Norton. No control, Balboa. Takes control. 59 is a clinch. Balboa. No control, Norton. No control, Balboa. No, Norton. Takes control. 13 lands a punch. He will land. 24 will be good for a 3-point hook, which will bring Norton up to 21 points. Back over to Norton, who stays in control. Last card of the round. 66 is ring movement. That's the end of the round. Norton teeing off in that round. 21 points for Norton. 80, 32, 83. Rocky Balboa is down to 7 endurance, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. Let's see, with the 16-point differential, we've got to check. See how the judges are scoring it. High, even, even. So on that check, so high, even, even. Norton's picking up the round either way. Judge 1 is scoring it high, so that means on that card, Norton wins the round 10-8. On the other two, Norton wins at 10-9. So a definite win for Norton. He is staying very much in control of this bout. But I'll get the decks reset, and we'll be back to round 11, or round 10, where Norton will be our aggressor. Norton will be our aggressor for the round, to start the round. He will continue to box against Balboa, and there's the bell. Let's start round 10. Norton will start us off with control, turning into ring movement, so we are moving to the near ropes. So Norton will be a +1 on his control checks, which means he will take control even with the +1. 41 is a missed punch. Balboa can try to counter punch. 32 will not do it, though. Back to Norton we go, who loses control. Balboa. No. Norton. No. Balboa takes control. Landing a power shot. Norton's a 2 against a 9. That'll be 4 points to Balboa. Back to Balboa we go, who stays in control. 30 is going to miss a punch because of Norton's defense. No counter punch, though. Balboa stays in control, landing another power shot against an 8. Another 3 points to Balboa, so up to 7 points. Back to Balboa. No control. Norton takes control. He needs to stop this carnage. Foul, that won't help. Against a 12, though, that'll get waved off. Norton, no control. Balboa, no control. Norton, no control. Balboa takes control. 29 is going to miss a punch because of Norton's defense. Back to Balboa. No control. Norton takes control. 15, he'll land a punch. He'll get on the board with. 16 will be good for a 2-point jab. So Norton on the board with 2 points. Back to Norton. No control. Balboa takes control. 44 is going to be a missed punch. Norton can try to counter punch. Foul won't do it, though. Balboa, no control. Norton takes control. 79 is ring movement, so we are moving back to ring center. Back to Norton, who loses control. Balboa, no control. Norton, no control. Balboa takes control. 51 is a clinch. Over to back to Balboa, who stays in control. 10 is going to land another power shot. KD rating here is a 3. Another 3 points to Balboa, so that'll bring him up to 10 points. Back to Balboa. No control. Norton needs to get something going this round. Takes control. That'll help. 65 ring movement, so we are moving to the far ropes, which probably won't do Norton any good this late in the round. Norton loses control. Balboa takes it and lands a punch. He'll land. 54 is good for a 1-point cross, and once I get this scored, there's the bell to end round 10. 11 points for Balboa, 2 for Norton. Let's see, at a 9-point differential, high score wins 10 rounds, so 10-9. So Balboa picks up the round, and he needed that desperately. Actually, we're having another pretty even fight here so far. 5 round wins for Norton, 4 for Balboa, and we've had a draw. So with that, I will get the decks reset, and we'll be into round 11, where Balboa will be our aggressor. Norton's going to continue to box. Balboa is our aggressor, though, so there's the bell. Let's start round 11. Balboa will start the round off with control. 38 misses a punch. I don't actually. No, Norton can't try to counterpunch. Back to Balboa, who stays in control. 59 is a clinch. Back to Balboa. Stays in control. 56 is another clinch. Back to Balboa. Staying in control. 25, he's going to land a punch finally. He'll get on the board with. 47 will be a 1-point cross. Back to Balboa, who loses control. Norton can't take it. Balboa takes control back. 36 misses a punch, no counterpunch. Balboa stays in no control. Norton will take control. 17, he'll land a punch. He'll get on the board with. 18 is good for a 3-point hook. So Norton will be on the board with 3 points. Back to Norton, who stays in control. 58 is a clinch. Back to Norton, who stays in control. Foul. He's a B against a 47. I think that'll be another keep it above the waist. Yep. Keep it above the waist, guys. Back to Norton, who loses control. Balboa. No control. Norton takes control. Lands a power shot. Balboa is a 4 against a 1. That will be 4 points to Norton. Norton will go up to 7 points on the round. Back to Norton, who stays in control. 35 will be miss a punch, no counterpunch. Back to Norton, who stays in control. Landing a power shot. 4 against an 11. 5 points to Norton, which will bring him up to 12 points. Back to Norton, who stays in control. 64 is ring movement, so we are moving nowhere. We're staying at ring center. Back to Norton, who stays in control. 55 is a clinch. Back to Norton, staying in control. Landing another power shot. 4 against a 20. Yikes. Got to check for a knockout, but we're not likely to get a knockout here. Norton will get his killer instinct, though. A 0 against a 2, yeah, won't do it. Alright, so that's another 6 points for Norton, which will bring him up to 18 points. But we'll give Norton his full killer instinct once we get that scored up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay? Looking at Norton, 74 is ring movement, so we're moving. Staying at ring center. And Norton fouls, but of course we don't check that during Killer Instinct. Norton will land another power shot, though. 4 against an 8. Another 5 points to Norton, which will bring him up to 23. All right, coming back here. 27, he'll land a punch, and that will be good for 19 will be a 3-point hook, which will bring Norton up to 26 points. Last 3 cards for Killer Instinct. Special, which we don't check during Killer Instinct. 52 is a clinch, and 57 is another clinch. Back to Norton we go, who stays in control. 8 will land a punch, and the last card of the round will be 52, which will be good for a 3-point uppercut. Wow, holy cow. Come on, there we go. 1 point short of a TKO for Norton, but that's the end of round 11. So 1 point for Balboa to 29 for Norton. Wow, did he tee off that round. So that's 114, 92, 20. Balboa is definitely fatigued, and yeah, Norton takes the round 10-7. Wow. Jeez Louise. Unbelievable round. But I'll get the decks reset, and when we come back, not only is Norton our aggressor, but we have to make a note of a change to Rocky Balboa. Norton will be our aggressor, and he'll continue to box. Before that, though, the change we need to note is that Rocky Balboa is fatigued, so we can see his stats change a little bit on the fatigued side. His control factor actually goes up to a 12, and his knockdown rating goes down to a 2, but his knockout rating climbs to a 2 as well. So if Norton catches him by surprise, he may be able to end the fight anyway. But with everything all set for the round, Norton's our aggressor, so there's the bell. Let's start round 10. Let's start round, what round is this? 12. Norton will start us off with no control. Balboa, who needs 12s now to take control, will get it. Landing a power, power shot still. A 2 against a 17. That'll be 4 points to Balboa, plus his full Killer Instinct. Which, before we start Balboa's Killer Instinct, I need to change my battery. Now that we've got that sorted out, Balboa is about to start his Killer Instinct, so he'll lead us off with a punch landed, and he will land 18 cut. 18 is good for a 2-point hook, and then we need to get a cut, and then we need to do a cut check for Norton. So Norton is a 2 against a 70, 72. That's a pretty major cut, I think. Here we are. Let's see, a 72 for Norton. Major swelling over right eye. Actually, he was a 73, but this would still be the same thing anyway. Alright, so for Norton, he's a -1 control factor, -2 defense, -2 punches landed, and that is worth 4 cut points. So that brings Norton up to 5. That brings Norton up to 5 cut points. Alright, coming back to Balboa, coming back to Killer Instinct. Balboa will land another power shot. That'll be a 2 against a 7. Be another 3 points to Balboa, so 9 points. Alright. Next up, we have a foul which doesn't get checked. Another power shot for Balboa. Against a 15 this time. Which will be another 4 points. So that'll bring Balboa up to 13 points. Next up, yet another power shot. Balboa is picking up a lot of power shots on this Killer Instinct. 2 against the 13 will be another 4 points to Balboa, which will bring him up to 17 points. Norton's got to slow this down somehow. But we're back to Balboa coming out of Killer Instinct, who stays in control. This will not help Norton slow it down. 33 is a missed punch, no counterpunch though, so Norton is at least relieved for that. Balboa stays in control. 51 is a clinch. Balboa, no control. Norton finally gets a control check this round. He doesn't get control though. Balboa takes it right back. Foul, he's a B against a 76. Balboa's going to lose points now. 76. Continued holding and hitting for Balboa. So each of them have had a point taken away for rules infractions now as well. So Balboa loses control. Norton's got to get something going this round. Takes control. That was a start. 79 is ring movement though, so we're moving to the near corner, which will give Norton a +1 on his control checks. So back to Norton we go. He'll take control since Balboa is a slugger. 12 will land a punch, and Norton will finally get on the board. 34 with a 2-point hook, bringing him up to 2 points. Back to Norton, who will stay in control. Landing another punch, and he will pick up. 53 will be good for a 3-point combination. Norton very slowly starting to make up some ground here. Back to Norton, who loses control. Balboa, no control. Norton takes control. 40 misses a punch. Balboa can't try to counterpunch. Cannot. Norton, no control. Balboa takes control back. 62 is a clinch. Back to Balboa. Stays in control. 26 will land a punch. He will land. 50 is good for a 1-point cross. Back to Balboa. Stays in control. Another power shot. Against a 9. 4 points to Balboa, so he's up to 21. Back to Balboa. Oh, I forgot to check for a carryover for Balboa. No control. We'll pretend that there was no carryover. There wasn't likely to be anyway. Norton takes control. He's got to stop the carnage. 68 is ring movement. We are moving. Back to ring center. Back to Norton. Stays in control. 29 will land a punch, and he will land for all the good it's going to do him. 1 point partially blocked. That's the end of the round, though. So Norton would go up to 6 points, but that round was all Balboa. 21 to 6. 120. That is 103, right? No. 113. Norton's now fatigued as well. So I'll get the decks reset, and then heading into round 13, Balboa will become our aggressor. Norton's going to continue to box, but we need to take a look at his card because now he's fatigued. His control factor drops to a 10-8. He's an 8 because it's against a slugger, still an aggressiveness of 8. Killer instinct now of 7. KD 1 and 2 goes up to 3-6. Knockout rating of 4. Cut is still 2. Counterpunch is still 6. As I mentioned, Norton's going to continue to box, but Balboa is our aggressor, so there's the bell. Let's start round 13. Balboa will start us off with control. 28 is going to be a landed punch because Norton now has no defense. And Balboa will pick up 67, will pick up a 1-point combination. Balboa is still nursing that hand. Balboa keeps control. 67 is a clinch. Balboa keeps control. 24 lands a punch. He will land. 55 is good for a 1-point cross. Back to Balboa, who loses control. Norton takes control. 8 is going to land a punch, and he will pick up 1 point partially blocked. Back to Norton we go, who stays in control. Foul, he's a B against a 72. Norton's going to lose another point on this, I think. 72 on a B? No, he's going to be warned for hitting on the break. I'm going to make a note of that. So that's the first warning either fighter has taken in this bout. Back to Norton we go, who loses control. Balboa takes control back. 22 is going to land a punch, and he will land. 1 point partially blocked, which will go down to 0. Back to Balboa, who loses control. Norton will not get it. Balboa, no control. Norton, no. Balboa takes control. 80 is ring movement, so we're moving nowhere. We're staying at ring center. Back to Balboa, no control. Norton takes control. 13 is going to land a punch, and Norton will land. 39 It's good for a 3-point cross, which means Norton will take the lead on the round with 4 points. Back to Norton. Loses control. Balboa takes control. 48 misses a punch. Norton can try to counterpunch. 47 won't work, though. Back to Balboa. Keeps control. 38 misses a punch. No counterpunch. Back to Balboa. Stays in control. 12 is going to land a power shot. A 3 against a 16. 16-3. That'll be 4 points to Balboa and full killer instinct. Right? Yes. Full killer instinct. Alright, so 10 cards for Balboa. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Norton wants this to be very small. Let's find out what happens, though. 52 is a clinch. That'll help. That'll help Norton's chances. Power shot, however, will not. Uh-oh. 3 against a 20. We got to check for a knockout rating. We got to get a knockout rating here. So, let's see what happens here. Norton's knockout rating is 4 against a 10. 4 against a 10? No. So that'll just be another 5 points to Balboa. So that'll bring Balboa up to 11 points. And we'll continue his killer instinct. 25 is going to land a punch. He will land 20 cut. So 20 is good for a 2-point hook. And then we have a cut check for Norton, who's a 3 again, 3 plus. 73 is 75. Oh, I forgot to do work on the cut as well. Wow, I'm not with it tonight. So 75. Okay, so I'll just do cut checks on both of these. So that's a 75, actually 76. Major swelling over left eye. And I haven't been adding this either. So major swelling over left eye. -1 control factor. -2 defense. -2 punches landed. That's another 4 cut points, so that brings Norton up to 9. Right, I haven't been checking for that at all. Back to Balboa we go, though. 21, he's going to land another punch, and that will be good for 25 is going to be a 1-point hook, which will bring Balboa up to 14 points. All right, and last killer instinct. 64 is a clinch. So back to Balboa we go. No control, Norton. No control. That's the end of the round. So Balboa kind of is starting to wake up a little bit. 14-4. 127, 124. Both of them are still fatigued. And at a 10-point differential, Balboa takes the round 10-9. Balboa is starting to very much wake up here. With that, I'll get the decks reset, and then we'll be back for round 14, where Balboa will be our aggressor once again. Balboa is going to be our aggressor to start round 14, but before we do that, we need to check on both of Norton's cuts. So his corner man is good, which means on a 46, where's my cut table? Ah, here we are. 46 on a good, we get an average reduction, so we reduce by 1. As for the major swelling over the left eye, let's see what we can do with that. 57 will be another reduction on that. So we at least do something about those cuts. Let's see. Norton is going to continue to box, and we have to remember he's a -2 on his control factors. With that, there's the bell. Let's start round 14. Balboa will start us off with control. 15 will land a punch. He will land. A 10 will be good for a 1-point jab. Balboa will continue with control. 11 is going to land a power shot. Norton's a 3 against. A 6. 6 against a 3 is 3 more points to Balboa. All right, back over to Balboa, who loses control. Norton needs a 6 to take control. I didn't realize he was that low. That won't do it. Balboa. No control. Norton. No control. Balboa takes control. 12 is going to land another power shot. A 14 against a 3. 4 points to Balboa, and he's still in control. All right, so Balboa goes straight to his action check. 42 will miss a punch. Norton can try to counterpunch. He's a -4 on his punches landed, though, so he needs at least a 24. That won't do it. Or 24 and lower. Balboa stays in control. 29 lands a punch. He will pick up. 13 is good for another 1-point jab. For all the damage he's taken, Norton is basically at the mercy of Balboa's broken hand, but Balboa will keep control. Landing another power shot. 3 against a 16. 16, 3. That'll be 4 points to Balboa, and he'll get his killer instinct. Balboa is very much starting to wake up in the later stages of this bout. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, Balboa will go into Killer Instinct, starting off with a foul, but those don't get checked. 40 is going to be a missed punch. Norton can't try to counterpunch. 49 is a clinch. Foul. 51 is another clinch. 19 is going to land a punch. Balboa will pick up. 75 is going to be good for a 2-point uppercut. Back to Killer Instinct. 53 is another clinch. 75 is ring movement, so we're moving. Staying at ring center. Back to the control check for Balboa, who stays in control. Landing another power shot. 4 against a 3. Another 3 points to Balboa, bringing him up to 18 points. This has been all Balboa. This round has been all Balboa. Beatty loses control. Norton. No control. Balboa. No control. Norton. No control. Balboa. Takes control. 26 lands a punch. He will land. 68 is good for a 1-point combination. Back to Balboa. No control. Norton. No control. Balboa. Takes control. 79 is ring movement, so we're moving to ring center. Back to Balboa, who stays in control. 63 is a clinch. Back to Balboa. Stays in control. 62 is a clinch. Balboa stays in control. 18 lands a punch. He will land. 30 will be good for a 1-point hook, bringing him up to 20 points on the round. This round has been absolutely all Balboa. Last card for the round. Would leave him in control, but that's the end of round 14. 20 points for Balboa. Zip for Norton. Both fighters are fatigued. Balboa at a 20-point check will win the round 10-8. Norton needs to wake up desperately here, but we're going to be heading into round 15, another bout that's gone the distance, and once we get the decks ready, Balboa will be our aggressor. Norton's going to continue to box, but there's the bell, and here we go for round 15. Balboa will start us off with no control. Norton. No control. Balboa. No control. Norton. Takes control. 58 is going to clinch. Back to Norton. No control. Balboa. Takes control. 60 is a clinch. Back to Balboa. Takes control. 28 is going to land a punch. He will land. 51 will be good for a 1-point cross. Balboa stays in control. 74 is ring movement, so we're moving to the left neutral corner. Balboa is now a +1 on his control check, so a 13 and lower will work. Which a 10 is, that'll work. 36, missed punch, misses a punch, no counter punch. Back to Balboa, who stays in control. 13 just misses a power shot, but he does land a punch. 24 is a 2-point hook. Back to Balboa. Stays in control. Lands a power shot. Norton's a 3 against a 10. 4 points to Balboa. So Balboa going up to 7 points. Back to Balboa, who stays in control. Landing another power shot. Goodness gracious. 3 against a 15. That'll be 4 points to Balboa, and we're starting into another Killer Instinct, which will bring us back to ring center. And then we'll count out Balboa's Killer Instinct. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, Balboa's Killer Instinct starts with another landed punch, and he will land. A 2 is a 2-point jab, which will bring Balboa to 13 points. 73 is ring movement, so we're moving to the near corner. Next up, injury, which we don't check. 64 is a clinch. 72 is more ring movement, so we're moving to the far corner now. .56 is a clinch, and 35 is a missed punch, no counter punch. Back to Balboa on the control check. He stays in control. Special. If the fighter has the anger issues traits and a D or E foul rating, which neither of which is true, bites his opponent, ref immediately takes away a point, add a foul, and make a new control factor check. So neither of that's true for Balboa. His next card. Loses control. Norton. No control. Balboa. No control. Norton. Takes control. 5 lands a power shot. Balboa is a 2 against a 2. That'll be 4 points to Norton. He gets on the board with some much needed points. 4 points to Norton. These last few rounds, he's been very much stopping punches with his face. But Norton loses control. Balboa. No control. Norton. No control. Balboa. Takes control. 46 misses a punch. Norton can try to counterpunch. That's a power shot for Norton, who's a 2 against Balboa is a 2 against a 13. 5 points to Norton, which brings him up to 9 points. All right, back to Norton we go. Who loses control. Balboa takes control. Foul, but that's the end of round 15. 13 points for Balboa to 9 for Norton. 160, 133. We have to go to the judges at a 4-point differential. They're scoring it high, even, low. So another draw round. So 10, 10, 9, 9, 10, 10. So we're ending up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 round wins for Balboa, 6 for Norton, and 2 draws. With that, let's move over my shoulder for final scoring. The fight was actually pretty even until Balboa got fatigued. Then he woke up. So now we need to go to the judges' scorecards and see how they scored the fight. So Balboa, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 140 on for judge 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 139. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 141. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 138 for Norton. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 141, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 140, does that look right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep. All right, so 140, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm just double checking these. What I'm doing is I'm just taking the number of points that they lost and subtracting that from a max of 150. I want to double check this because it was on this math that we had Ken Norton pull off the unthinkable. I want to make sure that I've got this all right. So 1, 2, 3. Wait, round 4 was a 12-5. Right, Norton won that 10-9. So, is that a 10? Wait. 12-5 was a 7-point. Yeah, so Norton won that 10-9. Okay, so that should be, those should be 9s for Balboa. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that's 141 for Balboa. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that should be 140. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that should be 142 on Judge 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That one's straight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 141. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 140. So Rocky Balboa has actually advanced over Ken Norton. Balboa over Norton via what is this called? It's not a unanimous decision, that's for sure. This fight was definitely a lot closer than I expected it to be. That would be this was another one that went the distance. This was a majority decision. I was actually expecting Ken Norton's power. I was actually expecting Balboa's power to carry the day, but he needed a 15-round war to get by Ken Norton. So there's a current look at our brackets. Matthew will pick up another point in the tournament. My winner's long out. So Rocky Balboa has made it into the semifinals, and that will do it for this playthrough of Title Bout II in the Greatest Boxer Tournament. So I do want to get one more quarterfinal bout in yet this month, but I need to figure out the schedule for that. Sunday we're continuing the fall campaign with the third scenario, Return to Echoes of the Past. And next week, we're recalling Corvettan Capitan Zimmer to active duty and sending him out back on patrol in the Hunters. Thank you for watching the video. Please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Be sure to turn on notifications so you get my content. Be well, stay safe, take care of yourselves and your loved ones, and I'll be back with more videos in the future. Until then, take care everyone.